Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Steel Studio Podcast. This is Rick Mooney. Today we're going to discuss the edge rushers in the draft. We have Chad Schmock here with us, our NFL Insider, and he is going to go over the edge rushers in this 2021 draft. I'm sure the Steelers will be looking at these, and it's an exciting class, so let's see what Chad has to say. Hey, Chad.
Hey, Rick. Thanks a lot for having me. So overall, this edge rusher class is a little bit weaker compared to past years. There's a lot of guys who are what I consider to be lottery tickets. They could be boom or bust players. But there are some, exciting players if they pan out and they can get their athletic ability to translate into actual production on the field. My number one guy, Kwitty Paye out of Michigan. He's a fantastic athlete. He ran a sub 6.53 cone drill at 260 pounds. That's never been done before. So his athletic ability is going to be the number one thing for him. It really jumps off the page. He's got a really quick first step. He had 22 pressures and 11 run stops in 4 games. He's going to need to have that athletic ability translate into actual results on the field. Didn't get a ton of games this year, had some injuries, but he's the number one guy in the class. I think he could be a first round pick and really help a team next year. So my number 2 guy is going to be Gregory Russo out of Miami. He's a player that opted out due to COVID in 2020. There's a lot of differing things on him. Some people have him rated as a number 1. Some people have him down as low as number 5. So a lot of different opinions on him. The majority of his production and his sacks came when he lined up inside as a D tackle. So really, is he an edge rusher, or is he going to be more of a D tackle? If he's going to switch there, he's going to have to put on a lot of weight. He only played 546 snaps in college. There's not a ton of film on him. His frame translates to be an edge rusher, but he's not really great against the run, and there's a lot of issues and a lot of people saying that he's not really all that fast with the first step or he's not all that explosive. He's going to be somebody that's going to need to get into an NFL weight room, really work on those fast twitch muscles, and he could need a year or 2 of development. But if you have a team like the Steelers who can put the time in, he could be a good investment late in the first round, early in the second. My number 3 guy, Jayson Oweh out of Penn State. Very, very explosive. There's people that are saying he's going to run a sub 4.4. He's a former basketball player. He's only been playing football for a few years, only since 2016. Very, very raw talent, but if they can get that athletic ability to translate into actual results, he could be the gem and the steal of the draft. He had 0 sacks last year. He's only had 4 sacks in 18 games, but a lot of it is really learning the position. So he's got to work on his hands a little bit. He's got to work on, reading the quarterback, movement, things like that, and he's got to get better against the run. But the athletic ability for him is off the charts, and he could be somebody mid to late second round that could turn into a really high value pick for somebody. Number 4 guy, Jalen Phillips out of Miami. He's probably, if not the most polished DN in the draft, definitely the second. He'd be a lot higher if it wasn't for some medical question marks. He started out at UCLA. He was forced to medically retire due to some concussions. He's only played 420 snaps in 3 years. He had a really good year last year. Does everything well, very polished, very good tackler, good pass rusher, good against the run. But he's one hit away from that question of, does he continue to play again? How is those head injuries going to play in the next 3 to 4 years? He's somebody that you really question, does he get a second contract or do the injuries catch up with him? But if he can stay healthy, he is going to be a fantastic pick for somebody and make somebody's team a lot better. Last guy, number 5 for us, is Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia. He's right up there with Phillips as the most polished pass rusher in the draft. He's got a really good chop. He's great with his hands when he's rushing the passer. 6'3", 240. He's going to need to add some weight. He's another guy that's probably going to need to spend some more time in an NFL weight room, really spend that first year kind of developing. Needs to get a little bit better against the run. He's somebody that really focuses a lot on just a pass rush. They're going to have to teach him to be a complete edge rusher, a 3-down lineman, but he's somebody that, if you can get that athletic ability to translate again into results, he could be somebody late second round, early third round that could really help a team.
Chad, how many of these guys are 3-4 edge rushers in your opinion?
It's a great question. I think Oweh is definitely going to be better in a 3-4. I think Ojulari could be better in a 3-4, and I really think Jalen Phillips could probably do both. Russo's another guy who could translate into a linebacker. I don't know as much with him if he could do it, but the other guys I think certainly could. Kwitty Paye is probably not somebody that's going to translate into a 3-4 edge rusher. I think he needs to be in a 4-3.
Now, is there anybody else that could be a sleeper late in the draft that at all you know of, or no?
It's really a struggle with the edge rushers. I think any one of these guys could potentially fall into being, somebody that's going to drop in the draft, be an early day 3, late day 2 pick. I just don't know that there's the depth in this class to really have a ton of sleepers.
It always seems like they fly off the board though early.
They could. I mean, there could be a run on them. I think Russo and Paye have a shot to go first round. I would be stunned if 3 of these guys went in the first round. I think one of them is probably more likely to go in the first round, potentially 2, but I can't see more than that going in the first round.
Well, we appreciate it, and please subscribe, and so you can hear more draft content and podcasts. So we appreciate it, all the support, and thank you, Chad. We'll continue to keep rolling these on Steel Studio.
All right, thanks, Rick.